What's up, guys? First of all, I just want to say thank you all for watching my last Musket Ice Gauntlet video. It did very well. I was not expecting that. Thank you guys so much. And as promised, I am delivering on the update on it. So I switched to Ice Gauntlet Musket around level 40, and I leveled all the way up to level 60 with it, doing PvE content and doing all the PvP content, including Wars and Outpost Rush. Now, I think the build is still super fun to me. I haven't switched off it really. I still use Rapier a little bit here and there for PvE content because it's just more reliable than the musket. But overall, I think that this build really excels in group PvP content. It is not the best solo build. It can be successful in solo, but I still think that there's probably better builds if that's your main focus. But anyways, I've had a blast with it. I mean, it can dish huge amounts of AoE while getting people off cannons with the musket. You know, the survivability is great. It's much better than the rapier, I think. But the problem I've had with New World lately is there's so many bugs and issues happening that I wanted to make this video way sooner. But I just feel like I couldn't test it to its fullest potential. So first I want to show you what's going on with the armor glitch that's making the musket do like not any damage right now. It is totally underpowered against people with faction armor. And then I'm going to go into my attributes and things and show you my skills and my thoughts. So I'll see you in the next portion. Okay, so this clip comes from Fishiro, and this is going to demonstrate just like how bad the musket damage is against people that have the faction armor and have the damage reduction gems put in, and it's just insane. I actually saw this live, and if you don't know Fishiro, I think that's how you say his name, go sub to his channel, go see him on Twitch. He is hilarious, a stoic, and just a really good PvPer, and I keep up with him a lot because he has used dexterity-based rapier and musket forever, and I like to compare his build to mine a lot. So if you check out this clip, watch this. He starts off with 3 headshots in a row, pretty much, each one only doing 1700 damage, which is a lot. And look how much damage he actually knocked off, but that's 3 headshots in a row, right? He continues. He then proceeds to outplay him for like a whole minute, right? And he keeps getting musket shots in, right? And this guy's running around, and of course this guy has a hatchet, right? So that's another bug. So not only is this guy wearing the faction armor, which reduces damage by 1,000,000, you know, Fishiro's gonna outplay him like again and again here, and still die to this guy. And I mean, it's unbelievable. And this is why, like, I have to say, man, I'm taking a break from New World because of these issues, and I just can't play a game that's so broken right now. And I love the game and I want to do more content on it, but you know, when you're facing opponents like this and you love PvP, look at that. He puts a trap down and gets the riposte, keeps headshotting him, only doing 1400 damage every shot, you know, and then outplays him at every turn. And like when you're doing outpost rush and things like that, it's so demoralizing, and it's just like, why am I even playing this game right now? I really hope that they look at these issues. Look at that. How did he not die right there? I guess, oh, he used his berserk with the hatchet, right? He couldn't get the kill, couldn't secure it, and here comes the 2-shot, right? I mean, this is unbelievable, man. We like, I can't play until they fix these issues, right? All right, now that we got that out of the way, let's go over the attributes. Now, I don't have 300 int yet, but I'm trying to get there for that 30% extra damage on full health targets. I think that's going to be huge. But the intelligence is going to give you that extra elemental damage for your powder burn and the 30% extra duration time on the powder burn. So your powder burn is going to be hitting for a lot. I mean, without maxing out my int and having a little bit lower gear score, my ticks on burning powder burn are doing like 250 to 300. over what is it, like 7 seconds. I mean, people, it's pretty ridiculous. People will try to run away, but the burning just gets them. And so the rest of your attributes should be devoted to dexterity to get your musket damage up. I think having 50 constitution is the best. For me, I don't see any more reason to get any more, especially if you're running with light armor. This is kind of more of a glass cannon version of the build. You could maybe go medium armor with 100 constitution, but with, sacrificing some dexterity. But I really think that, putting everything into intelligence and then filling in, the weak points in the build with gear is the best thing to do. I think I'm going to try to go for about 100 dex. I'm probably going to make myself armor that gives me intelligence and dexterity. So we will see. But, getting past, I think, 120 dexterity might give you diminishing returns on your musket damage. So, I think getting that extra 5% crit is good. The extra damage for your musket, obviously, on the dex. And yeah, let's go over the musket skills. So with the musket, I didn't change much since my last build, but really the two skills that are super important to me is powder burn and tactical reload. Those are a must. The other skills are kind of preferential. Also, I think a passive that is a must is the trapper skill Hustle. I think that Hustle is actually amazing for getting away, especially that I'm light armor. Being able to roll away and get that 10% extra speed for 3 seconds is pretty vital to your survivability. People like power shot, but I think I like shooter stance over power shot because I already have to load my musket with the powder burn, and I think I don't have a lot of time actually in a lot of battles to actually load that extra power shot. So I prefer shooter stance, especially having shooter stance for the wars to get people off the cannons. And I take sticky bombs as well for the extra AoE damage and stuns. So in wars, this build is amazing, right? So what I do is I sit back and I just wait for people to get on cannons. I get into shooter stance, hit them with the powder burn, try to get as many shots in them before they get off the cannon, maybe get the kill. And then in between my cooldowns, I will put down an ice storm with my Ice Gauntlet and throw bombs at the point. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. In an outpost rush, all I do, as you could probably see in the background footage before, I just sit on top of the fort and I just rain chaos down with bombs and ice storms. Now, Ice Storm does have a lot of issues right now, so with the AoE, but I mean, it's still working pretty well for me. This build is amazing at dishing out huge amounts of AoE damage, getting the stuns in with the sticky bomb, and then getting people off cannons. I think this is pretty specialized. Now, you could kind of experiment with Trapper and stuff. I feel like Trapper's more, or the traps, excuse me, is more for solo PvP. So if you do some more of that content, maybe you could trade out shooter stance for, the trap. And overall, I love this build, man. I feel like it's good. It just dishes out the damage, and the sticky bomb is so fun, man. Now for the Ice Gauntlet, nothing too much has changed here for my last build guide, but this is a pretty standard ice build. Ice Storm does so much damage to people in groups. The Ice Shower is really good for your survivability, the slows. I mean, if someone's coming up to you, what I do is I put down an ice shower, they run into it, I either fight and engage or run away by rolling with the light armor and with my musket equipped, because I get that extra 10% movement speed. And you can pretty much get away from most things. Axe boys still jump on me. They still get the jump on me and destroy me in 2 hits, especially the hatchet boys right now because of the hatchet bug. But I think like pretty much everyone that rolls Ice Gauntlet for PvP rolls with this. I've seen some people use Ice Pylon, but I've never been like, oh man, this Ice Pylon is really killing me. I think it's just more of a DPS for PvE content. Builds in this game are really not too complicated, in my opinion. I think right now, at this moment, people have kind of figured out, what's the best. But, maybe who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. You can yell at me in the comments or in my stream. But this is my setup, and I think it provides the most survivability. You have your Ice Tomb to get away, your Ice Shower, and your Ice Storm for that huge damage to groups. Now, my musket. I have a arcane gem in my musket currently, and make sure that if you do a damage conversion gem, that it is a tier 2, because for some reason, how the scaling works, people have grinded the numbers. These poor fools are having to make spreadsheets to figure out, New World's crazy damage calculation. And I've been through so many videos, and I feel like overall, the Arcane Gem is best for all-around content. Now, you could go Onyx, or, the gem where at low stamina, you do extra damage. But from what I could tell, especially from like Gray Gaming's videos, who's experimented with different gems in the musket, it seems that the T2 scaling gems or damage conversion gems are the best for an intelligence musket. But you could experiment yourself. There's still a lot of questions with how gems work for me personally, but there are plenty of resources out there now to figure out your best gem. There may be one that's better, but I find that this is the best that I have found. Now, for my Ice Gauntlet, the Malachite gem is a must in here, I think. That 10% extra damage, on slowed enemies is huge for the Ice Storm, right? It's just it absolutely wrecks people, especially in Outpost Russian Wars, when you're just sitting on top of the fort, raining down, throwing bombs, throwing ice storms out. It's a lot of fun, and I don't think that this is too crazy or complicated. I think it's pretty obvious that the Malachite gem is the best for the Ice Gauntlet. And all right, that's all I have for you guys. I wish I could test this build out more and more with higher tier gear, but a lot of things have impeded my progress, like the bugs that are happening, the spaghetti code. New World is trying to get over all this tech debt. The auction house was disabled, so I can't really work on professions, and portals were disabled, so I couldn't do the high level content for a while, and then a bunch of faction wars happened, getting distracted. I'm having trouble gearing up. And you know what? I have to thank you guys for all the new subs and stuff, but I have to also apologize, because I think I'm going to take a short break from New World until they fix a lot of these issues, because I do mainly PvP content, and the game is just so fundamentally broken right now that I've run out of copium, unfortunately. But I will be back once they fix some issues. I hear there's a patch coming up, but I think it's going to be a while until they can resolve all these client authoritative issues with the game. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I would check out Joff Strife Hayes' videos. I think he does a great job explaining all the issues from a technical perspective. And, I really wish I could crank out a bunch of more New World content, but unfortunately, the game is just tough for me to play right now. But I will be back. Again, I apologize to all the new subs expecting New World content from my channel. I'm probably going to be playing some Age of Empires 4 and Diablo 2. We will see. And much love. Thank you guys so much for watching. and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.